English. You want an English income, you want an American lifestyle, but you don't necessarily want to get close to Americans. Aaron's Speaking Podcast, episode number 20. Aaron at speaking26.com. I work with a lot of people who are going to get 26 on the speaking section of the TOEFL IBT. And when they start with me, they say things like, I can't, maybe this sounds similar to how you think sometimes. I can't pronounce well. I can't speak with grammar. I can't get the idea that the good ideas that I have, Aaron, I can't get that to come out spoke. I can't speak in a smooth, automatic way. I have things that it's not like I don't have things I can say, Aaron. It's not like I don't have things that I think about with the questions. It's that it doesn't come out in a connected, smooth, organized way. It's not that you cannot do those things. Those are symptoms. The medical term, the medical phrase that I've learned from you guys is in medicine, you say, in healthcare, you say, treat the cause. Do not treat the symptoms. It's better to treat the cause. The cause is your lack of language exposure to people like me, Americans who only speak English. I don't want you to tell me, Aaron, my cousin is an American and yeah, but his family, half of his family is from where your family is from. You know what I mean. Speaking to a native English speaker who puts pressure on you, who maybe you don't have a comfortable cultural family history with, who maybe is going to judge you in a bad way. I'm not, but you know what I mean. Most people like me do, even if they're not doing it in a negative, malicious, nefarious way. Maybe they have a knee jerk reaction and do that a little bit. Maybe you felt it. The cause has to do more with confidence. The cause has more to do with exposure to people who demand the best from you. I demand the best from the people in my Speaking 26 meetings. I intentionally put pressure on them like the test puts pressure on them. When I call somebody out, it's not to say, it's not to do this. It's not to say, ha ha, you got -1 point on your test. No, it's like this. It's to say, hey, I see an area where you got -1, which means that's a place where you could get +1 immediately. This is not something that's going to take 6 weeks, accent reduction 6 weeks, or grammar improvement for 6 months. No, this is something you can immediately score more points on. The cause is confidence, and your lack of confidence comes from your lack of exposure to people like me, native English speaking Americans who might not like you, who might judge you. The native English speaking Americans that you speak to as a pharmacy technician, they already naturally respect you a little bit because you have they want their medicine, they want the prescription from you because they see that you're an employee, because you do, first of all, you deserve respect being a human being, but then they see that you deserve that you work there. It's different than somebody completely who doesn't have who you're not holding the medicine for, who you're not employed by the place they are in to get the thing that they want. A part of your lack of confidence comes from your lack of exposure to native English speakers. Part Part of your lack of confidence comes from your lack of practice in a real way that matters. Using your English, part of your lack of confidence is your uncomfortability with the culture of English. You want an English income, you want an American lifestyle, but you don't necessarily want to get close to Americans. think about that and see if you would want to change that a little bit, and if changing that a little bit would help you a lot. You're welcome.
Disclaimer. The information provided is for general informational purposes only and is presented at the individual's own risk. It is not intended to defame any entity or individual. Aaron and his guests make no representations or warranties of any kind, either express or implied, regarding the completeness or suitability of the information. The views expressed by Aaron and his guests are not affiliated with, approved by, or endorsed by any entity or organization, including, but not limited to, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS, the Test of English as a Foreign Language, TOEFL, and Educational Testing Service, ETS.
I have showed the most amount of people passing, getting 26 on TOEFL speaking than anybody else has. And when I say show, I mean real people like you can see and hear Michelle here, not just a post that may be real or not, but a person that you can see and hear. The speaking templates are wrong. Because to get 26 on speak, and when you see somebody who did get 26 on speaking or above, and they tell you they use the speaking template, they did not get 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking because of the speaking template. No, they got 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking in spite of the limiting nature of the speaking template. They got 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking because their speaking fluency was so good, is so good, that it was able to overcome the limiting structure that is speaking templates.
I never got 26 using AI website.
Okay, but you did on the real test after meetings with me.
Yeah.
If you want to see more videos with people giving you their best advice on how they got their 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking, you can watch that YouTube playlist. It's connected to this video, and you can find it by searching for TOEFL IBT Speaking 26. You can also find it by going through speaking26.com. These are people who before were not getting 26 on TOEFL speaking, and after did get 26 and pass their tests. I asked them, hey, can you give your best advice to people who are still taking the test? How did you go from not passing to passing?
When I read about the TOEFL exam, I didn't really think much of it. I just thought, okay, straightforward thing. It's an English exam. How difficult can it be?
The pharmacy board needs specifically 26 in speaking.
I used to change the template. Maybe this is more advanced, so I will use this the next exam, and I try to practice this for maybe a month or two to be able to master it, to say it without thinking. Every time I found myself getting maybe less score or the same score. It doesn't make any difference to just change the templates and use different introductory words. It didn't make any difference for me. Some of my friends advised me to start taking sessions with you.
This helped me in passing my TOEFL exam. Aaron helped me to pass and get 26.
Aaron, actually, any words will not be enough. But really, I'm very thankful.
26 in speaking, and I finally got it, and I'm so excited to get to the next step in my pharmacist license.
Look at my accent, look at people who got 26. So just surround yourself with people who motivate you.
Look, I passed. That bit that's missing is probably the most important bit to get you to 26.
Yes.
And that's the bit where Aaron, I felt, helped me realize where I was going wrong. And that bit where I was going wrong, I think it goes for everyone. It doesn't matter whether you speak English is your first language or not. That bit that was missing is something everyone really needs to understand in order to get that 26.
Once you are in the level that you need to become advanced in order to get the 26, you need to get rid of the templates.
Template will hinder your ability to deliver the question, because it shows that you are reading something or you are not speaking, you are reading.
I was using completely different template or different way. I started to apply your way. And once I started to practice your way, oh, it's easy for me.
That was really good for me. It really helps me because with this in my mind, I could speak faster. And because I was confident.
It's challenging, but you know, after you pass it, the feeling of victory, it's worth it.
As English is my first language, I thought the speaking templates would be enough to get me the 26 that I needed. Unfortunately, it wasn't, and I only scored a 23. Your lack of getting 26 is not due to your speaking ability. It has been due to your less than optimal strategy. Get rid of the training wheels.
The templates were like, oh my God, why did they create those templates?
Aaron, you are a big helpful for students like us. We need somebody to like stir revolution in our heart inside, give life to our conversation. And this will never happen through other sites like they have exact traditional pattern, the template, first, second, for example. Don't say, for example, the second time, for instance. Really? And like robot, I felt myself without life. I don't have the freedom to speak.
You don't have to worry that much about how can I mention 2 reasons with 2 details or 2 examples. It's too much for me. You help students to increase their fluency.
Instead of following that speaking template or any other speaking template, trust your fluency.
For the students who are taking with you, trust this guy. He's amazing. He will shift or improve your level as soon as possible.
Like this, jump my score from 23 to 26, like this. How many hours I took with you? 5. Look at this. 5 hours in 2 weeks. I passed my test.
I was surprised that I passed after 5 sessions together.
I hope you keep inspiring and helping more pharmacists and more other students to achieve their goal and become a professional here in the United States.
If I had just, found you earlier.
For people who's really, they have concern and they need to do it very fast, go to the original, the source of help.
Go to Aaron. He's the guy. He was the guy for me. And hopefully he's the guy for you. And he'll set you straight. He'll tell you what you need to do to get that 26